Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Welcome to our channel, Truth Prevails TV, a digital media committed to uplifting the spiritual well-being of all by calling to the true message of Islam. Also, Truth Prevails, as an online independent media, strives to be the voice for the voiceless and an advocate for a just society, as commanded by Din Islam. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulullah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa man tabi'ahum ila yawmiddin. Peace and thanks to Almighty Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala, the cherisher and the sustainer of the words. May the peace and blessing of Allah be upon the seal of messengership, Muhammad ibn Abdullah, his household, his companions, and all those who follow in their footsteps until the day of judgment. It's Wednesday, the 14th of October, 2020, corresponding to the 28th of Safar, 1442 AH. It's time for us to bring you another episode of our weekly program, The Historical Events in the Muslim World. The historical event in the Muslim world. So what we want to do, Bismillah Ta'ala, in tonight's episode is to conclude the collapse of the Umayyad Dynasty. This particular topic we started since 2 weeks ago. So we try to start the conclusion of the collapse of the Umayyad Dynasty last week, but we plan to finish it off in tonight's episode. In the last week episode, we tried to make one or two corrections from our previous episode. That Umayyad Dynasty, as we all know, was founded by Muawiyah. But the correction that we actually made in the last week episode was that Muawiyah and Aisha were not on the same side, and that was corrected in the last episode. So what we want to do in this episode is just to try to conclude this, how the dynasty was brought on an end, how he collapsed, really. Just to refresh our memory from how the dynasty was established. It was established, the Umayyad dynasty was established by Muawiyah ibn Abu Sufyan. It was the very first leader. He became the very first dynastic ruler in the Muslim world after the death of Ali, the fourth caliph of the Khilafah Rashidun. As we all know, after the death of Rasulullah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, the Ummah, we had four Khilafah Rashidun. They are regarded as Khilafah Rashidun, the righteous guided caliphs, starting with Abu Bakr, followed by Umar ibn al-Khattab, followed by Uthman ibn Affan, and ended with the reign of Ali ibn Abi Talib. We know that there was big issue between Ali and Muawiyah. They actually went to war, the two of them. There was issue from the time when Uthman was killed. After the assassination of Uthman, there was a big problem between Ali and Muawiyah, because Uthman radiallahu ta'ala anhu is a cousin to Muawiyah. Is a descendant of Umayyad. So we can see where the problem came from. and he had issue with Ali as a result of that. When Ali became caliph, he insisted that the assassin, the killers of Umar, the killer of Uthman rather, should be produced, and they had problem on how to go about that. Ali said that it will create bigger fitna if the assassins were to be produced. It will create a bigger fitna for the Ummah. But they didn't agree, and it led to war, the Battle of Siffin, which was the greatest fitna ever happened in the history of the Ummah after the Battle of Camel. So they fought, and about 3 years after that battle between Muawiyah and Ali, Ali too was assassinated by Khawarij, by a descendant voice. The Khawarij are known to be people that rebel and revolt against leader. Khuruj. When there is a Khuruj, it's called a Khuruj. When there is a rebellion against leader. So Ali was after the assassination of Ali, Muawiyah became the leader. There's an account that says that Azan, the first son of Ali ibn Abi Talib, let go and let Muawiyah became the leader. So Muawiyah established the 41st dynastic rule, in the history of the Ummah. That's where it all began, the Umayyad Dynasty. That's how it began. Muawiyah became the leader after the assassination of Ali, the fourth caliph, and he established a very, very well organized dynasty, and it was the very first time in the history of the Ummah that the capital of the Muslim Ummah will be moved from Medina to Damascus, because Muawiyah, due to his prior experience as a governor of Syria under the Khilafah of Umar and Uthman, and so he had a vast experience. His administrative skill, I struggle to pronounce the word administration. His administrative skill was almost second to none. So he already had a power base in Syria before he became the very first caliph under the Umayyad Dynasty. So he leveraged on his experience, being the governor of, being the former governor of Syria. So he leveraged on that. So he was able to, put in place a very, very well organized system, a very well organized administration under his Khilafah, under his dynasty. He allowed, during his reign, he allowed the non-Muslims, the Jews, the former Byzantine administrators to be part of his government. He used their experience with the way they collected tax during their time and when they were still there. So he allowed them to be there. So one of the most controversial decision he made that ultimately led to their downfall as well is that the idea of hereditary election. He broke away from the conventional and traditional way of succession in the history of Islam. Muawiyah broke away from that by announcing his own son Yazid to be his successor. That's why it all began, where that all the problem began from. This decision was very, very unpopular. A large section of the Muslim community was not happy with this decision to make his son Yazid to be his successor, because he broke away from the convention, from the traditional way of succession in Islam, of making making the caliph, of appointing the caliph. So he broke away from tradition, and because of that, there was this where it all began. There was a very large section of the Ummah, that were not happy with him because of this decision. His son succeeded him. Yazid was succeeded by his son Yazid, Muawiyah, when he died. And Yazid, there were a lot of problems during the Yazid reign. Yazid, there was an account that said that Yazid was, be corrupt, and was not putting in place a very religious institution, and they are turning into kingdom. He already became a kingdom, because his son succeeded him, and they make the Khilafah to be kingdom, and it was not, living a very righteous life. Yazid, and one of the major events that happened during his very tragic incident that happened during his reign was the martyrdom of Hussein, because there was a revolt from Hussein as well, because he got some support, and he wanted to march to Baghdad then, but it was stopped by there was an order from Yazid, and Ibn Siyad was the one that actually made the decision that Imam Hussein should be martyred. Imam Hussein was martyred with his family. Very tragic, the Kabbalah incident. We all know it. The Shia Muslim, they over react on this, and they always mark it every year, 10th of Muharram, and this is where it all began. This is what happened. This happened under the reign of Yazid. Yazid was succeeded by Muawiyah II. So the descendant of Abu Sufyan, they started, to be the leader, to be the caliph under this Umayyad Dynasty. It all started with Muawiyah, and Muawiyah was succeeded by Yazid, and Yazid too was succeeded by his own son, Muawiyah too. Yazid named his own son after his father as well, Muawiyah. So there's another branch of the family that also led the Ummah then during the Umayyad Dynasty. Marwan, they are called the Marwanids. We have the Sufyanids, who are the descendant of Abu Sufyan. We have the Marwanids, who are the descendant of Marwa. So Marwa, as well became, the leader of the Ummah, and there are so many of them. So the Khilafah, the rulership, the leadership under the Umayyad Dynasty was split between two branches of the family: the Abu Sufyan descendant and the Marwan descendants. And the rule for between 661 AD, because Ali was martyred in 661 AD, and so the rule between 661 AD after the death of Ali and 750 AD. 750 AD, roughly 90 years. So exactly 89 years. So the Umayyad Dynasty spanned, between 661 AD and 750 AD. Good about 80 years, 89 years, roughly 90 years. They achieved a lot. They achieved a lot. One of their greatest achievements was the great architectural achievements. They built the Dome of Rock in Palestine. They built the great mosque in Damascus. They introduced currency in Arabic. During their time, they introduced flag, in Arabic. Their territorial, they expanded the territorial jurisdiction of Muslim Ummah are incredibly high. They really they were so successful in expanding the territorial jurisdiction of the Muslim Ummah. They added more territory to the provinces under the control of the Muslim Ummah. At the height of the Umayyad Dynasty, it is reported that the territorial jurisdiction covers about 15 million square meters, subhanallah, and it cut across 3 different continents. It was during their reign, the Umayyad Dynasty, the Muslim entered Europe, Spain. It was during their reign. It was during the reign of Umayyad Dynasty that Muslim entered northwestern Africa, Tunisia, Morocco, Algeria, countries like that. It was during their reign they entered, the East, the Asia, India, the modern day Pakistan. They used to be one country, Bangladesh, Pakistan, and India. We know that they used to be one country, and so they entered that region during the Umayyad Dynasty that Muslim, expanded up to that part of the world, to that region. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal. It was incredible. The achievement was, it was remarkable. Really, it was subhanallah. They really significantly expanded the territory of Muslim, because during the early there was, the territorial expansion of the Muslim Ummah came to a kind of halt because there was too much infighting. There was Battle of Camel, there was Battle of Siffin. So the territorial expansion of the Muslim Ummah came to a kind of halt during the reign of Ali, the 4th Caliph. So the Umayyad, they accelerated, really. They accelerated this territorial expansion of the Muslim Ummah. And, we are talking about of territories that span across, 3, continents. Subhanallah, subhanallah. So it was during their reign that we entered Spain, that the Muslim Ummah entered Spain. Subhanallah. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal, really. It's phenomenal. It's the biggest in history up to now. They are saying that the Umayyad Dynasty is the 7th biggest in history, in the entire history of mankind up to now. The 7th biggest empire, if you want to call it empire. I don't like the word empire, but the 7th biggest, if you want to categorize as an empire, ever experienced in the history of humanity. And it's phenomenal. So what I just start, they eventually crumble. So how did they crumble? How did they eventually fell? There are a couple of reasons why they fell, why they crumble. First of all, I already I briefly mentioned it, because of their policy of Arabization. Let me use that word, Arabization. They have Arabization policy. They are Arab centric. They are Arab centric. The Umayyads, they are Arab centric. They are Arab focused. They are Arab oriented. They prioritize the Arabs. They had a different fiscal policy for the newly converted Muslim. They are called Mawali. The newly converted Muslim, they have a different fiscal policy. They pay different tax. It was very unjust. It wasn't good, and they prioritize. They tended to favor their own Arabs, their own. So they tended to favor their own. They give more right to the Arabs than the non-Arabs, and this is contrary to the teaching of Islam. Prophet Muhammad said in his last sermon that an Arab is not superior over a non-Arab, and a non-Arab is not superior over an Arab. So they are not, they don't follow that teaching. They don't follow that advice from Rasulullah. So they prioritize the Arab. They are human beings. Human beings are bound to make mistakes. They prioritize non-Arabs. So this one of the major causes of their crumble. So the non-Arabs among their subjects, the non-Arabs among the subjects then kind of form a coalition with the Abbasids. The Abbasids are the descendants of the uncle to Rasulullah sallallahu Abbas. Abbas was one of the uncles of Rasulullah sallallahu Abbas ibn Abu Muttalib. So the descendant of Abbas ibn Abu Muttalib, they are not happy with the administration of the Umayyad, because it was their transformation from a traditional way of appointing leaders in Islam from Khilafah, proper Khilafah, to dynasty. That's a lot of them were not happy with that. It was the very first time that happened, and they moved the capital from Medina as well, from the Holy Land to Damascus, because they had strong base in Damascus. Muawiyah already had a strong power base in Damascus because he used to be governor there. So they moved it there. So they are like a lot of Muslims were not happy with that decision as well. First of all, their decision to go for the hereditary election and broke away from the conventional way of choosing the leaders was very unpopular. That was the very major reason why they crumbled. A lot of Muslims were not happy with that, and they moved the capital from Medina to Syria, to Damascus. Very unpopular decision as well. And so the Abbasid, are the descendant of Bani Hashims. The Bani Hashim. We know Prophet Sallallahu is from the Bani Hashim clan. Is from the Bani Hashim clan, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu. So his uncle Abbas. So they are the people that actually dislodge the Umayyad are the descendant of Abbasid in conjunction, in support, and they were supported by the Fatimids and some people that are of lineage of Ali, people that are descendant of Ali as well. They are maybe you call them like Shia, people that they believe that Ali family should be the one in power. So they supported the Abbasid as well. They supported the descendant of the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu in dislodging the Umayyad, because Umayyad, also one of the reasons for their crumble is that they don't have policy of really making Islam as the state religion. Really, they kind of allow, and which is they have a kind of tolerant policy. Let me put it that way. It's good to be tolerant. They have a tolerant policy. They don't have a conversion policy. They tended to believe that Islam is for the Arabs. They prioritize the Arabs. Everything's all about Arabs, and they don't have a policy of making others to come to Islam. So that's why the non-Muslims, the non-Arabs were not given, were not prioritized, were not given, equal footing with the Arabs. We're not put in a position, like in the administration, of the Umayyad, they don't allow the non-Arabs to be in a very important position in their administration. So they have this policy that they will not even make people to that make them not. A lot of people didn't accept Islam during their time, unlike the Abbasid. But I will not be going to the Abbasid dynasty now. A lot of people didn't accept Islam during the Umayyad dynasty. more people, far more people are, came into Islam during the Abbasid. Umayyad, it's all about Arabization. They had Arabization policy. They don't really push, kind of have a state policy of attracting people to come into Islam, but one of the, we can look at it as a, it's a plus or it's a minus. Ideally you want more people to come into Islam, but they were I would say they have a liberal attitude, very, very extreme liberal attitude. If I want to comment on it, I would say they have a very extreme liberal attitude towards it, that, they just let people do their own things. And, so on the good side of it is that a lot of Jewish, they flourish. A lot of Jewish, they flourish. They thrive. They were so successful in doing their business under the Umayyad Dynasty. And to me, it's a good thing. That's not a bad thing if you allow others to do well as well, because you don't have to impose your religion on others. Like Rafi Din, it's very clear in our Din. But ideally, you would like more people to come to Islam. I buy the idea that most people should come to Islam, but we have to do it in a very it requires wisdom. Yeah, if you are in the position of leader, it requires wisdom, and you don't have to force it on others. We should not force our religion on others, but we should make it attractive to them. We should make it very attractive. People should, and that's what actually happened during the Abbasid. They didn't force people to come into Islam, but because they changed the fiscal policy, operated by the Umayyad. The Abbasid changed it, because during the Umayyad did not, allow non-Arabs to pay the same tax as the Arabs. The non-Arab pay higher tax to the state than the Arabs, which is very unfair. That was discriminatory, very discriminatory system. That's why a lot of people didn't come into Islam during the Umayyad Dynasty. It's a very negative thing. Whereas, in the Abbasid, a lot of people came into Islam because the Abbasid, they scrap it. They scrap the tax for the non-Arabs Muslims, because these were Muslims. They were not Arabs. Because we are non-Arabs, because of ethnicity, because of race, that doesn't mean that, you should pay higher tax. It was very, very unfair. It was a very, very unfair fiscal policy run under the Umayyad. This is one of the major reasons why they actually crumbled. Very, very bad tax policy, very unjust tax policy regime they have in place, the Umayyad, and they prioritize the Arabs. They prioritize Arabs. They don't have a universalist conception of Islam. They did not have universalist conception of Islam, and they prioritize the Arabs over non-Arabs, and the tax policy. Fiscal policy was very bad, was very biased towards the Arabs. This is why they crumbled. And the Abbasid, the descendants of the uncle to Rasulullah Sallallahu Abbas, they form a coalition with the Fatimids, the descendant of Ali as well. The people that really that prefer Ali to the family of Ali to continue to be the leader. So they came together and formed a force, and they dislodged. They are the one that dislodged the Umayyad. They fought a battle. They fought a battle. The great battle, in 1750. The battle took place in 1750, and they got rid of most of the Umayyad family. To put it that way. They got rid most of them. They got rid of almost all of them, and so they took over the power. The Abbasid took over the power as a result of this. One of the few survivors of this battle. I'm trying to remember the name of the battle now. Let me try to look for the name of that battle. The battle in which the Umayyad was dislodged. So I'm trying to look for the name. I'm trying to remember the name. If I remember the name, I will let us know. Actually, the battle took place in 750, and the 41st leader of the Abbasid was Abu al-Habas al-Safa was made to be the leader. After the Umayyad was dislodged, but they had one survivor that continued their reign in Spain. His name was Abdul Rahman. Abdul Rahman survived the massacre of the Umayyad. Then he survived it, and he became the Muslim ruler in Cordoba in Spain. He became the Muslim ruler in Cordoba in 756 AD. So it didn't finish completely, the Umayyad, but they were dislodged from their base in Damascus. They were dislodged. They were completely dislodged. And the Abbasid they took over. This is how they actually collapsed. It was due to their Arabization policy, prioritizing Arabs over non-Arabs. Also, one of the major reasons was the fact that they were the first to actually put in place a dynastic rule in the history of Islam. We used to have a caliph, a proper caliph, chosen by the nobles, chosen by the Shura committee, chosen by the Shura council. So they broke away from that convention of having a Shura committee that would decide who's going to be the leader of the Ummah. So they broke away from that. So a lot of people were not happy with that, and the Banu Hashim family obviously were not happy with that. They were not happy. The descendant of the Banu Hashim from the Prophet lineage, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu lineage, Abbas, uncle to Rasulullah Sallallahu lineage, the clan of Rasulullah, the Banu Hashim. So the descendant of uncle to Rasulullah, they were not happy. So they were the one that eventually dislodged them. Also, because of the very, very bad fiscal policy, they don't have a good tax regime in place. The non-Arab Muslims, they were Muslims, but because they were non-Arabs, they were meant to pay they were meant to pay higher tax rates. Very bad, very, very bad. Just because of their race, but just because of their ethnicity, they made them to pay different tax rates. Very unfair tax system. And because of also one of the reasons why they crumbled was that they have a very centralized. It was the very first time in the history of Ummah that we had a centralized administration, centralized system of running the government. Very for the first time, because now they are now controlling vast. They are now controlling vast amount of land, vast amount of territories, and we had a centralized government, a leader, one leader, controlling all these provinces, controlling all this region that cut across. Three continents up to North Africa, Europe. So it was because of that centralized system. It affect the management of all these territories. So because of that, resentment, rebellion, was bound to happen. Because of the size of the territory control, and because of the style, the administrative style, a very centralized one. They broke away from the conventional way as well. During the Khilafah Rashidin, we have a non-centralized way of running the administration. We had government. The governors were very powerful. They were, but during the dynasty, is all about the king. They became king, really. They became king. They became their caliph, but they became king, because they are prioritizing their family. They are handing over power to their family. It's all about their family. Hereditary, election. So king is usually, when you have a monarchical system, usually a very centralized system of government, very autocratic. So this one, the causes of their downfall as well. So this is it, really. This is the what led to the crumble, the fall, and the end of the Umayyad Dynasty as the power base, as the leader of Ummah. Their stranglehold on power was brought to an end in 750 AD by the Abbasids. Abbasids are the descendant of the uncle to Rasulullah sallallahu al-Abbas. You know, the uncle of Rasulullah sallallahu al-Abbas. They are the descendant of uncle of Rasul. So we can see that, you know, it seems that, you know, there was an issue between the Umayyad and the Banu Hashim. It's obvious that there's an issue between them, but you know, it's political, and you know, but it's about, you know, it's for good reason, because a lot of Umayyad rulers, they lost their way. They became tyrant. They became very, not very righteous, very corrupt system. You know, there were accounts of you know, very corrupt practices during Yazid, for example, the son of Muawiyah. You know, a lot of corrupt practices during his reign, and a lot of you know, some of their leaders as well that are that are among the Marwanids, among the descendants of Marwan. The other branch of the family that rule under the Umayyad Dynasty, a lot of corrupt practices as well. There were account of corrupt practices, you know, during their own reign as well. So due to that, you know, the Muslim Ummah felt that, a large section of the Ummah felt that we cannot allow them to continue to represent the Ummah, to be the leader. This is why they were dislodged. This is why they were eventually removed, and this is the reason. And they have Arabized policy, and the Arabized policy is un-Islamic. You cannot prioritize Arabs over non-Arabs. If you are all Muslim, alhamdulillah, regardless of your race, ethnicity. So they have Arabized policy, and they were the very first in the history of Ummah to introduce the Arab currency. You know, the currency used to be like the Byzantine type, the Sabbatians type, the Iranian, when Iranian, the Persian power, when they used to be in power. So the currency used to be written in Greek, Roman, and, you know, Persian language. So they were the very first to introduce Arabic. That wasn't a bad thing. In currency, in flag, and all the written documents, all the official documents, everything in Arabic, everything in Arabic. They are the first to institutionalize that, to make Arabic the official language, to make Arabic, for running the administration. That's not really a bad thing, but the way they prioritize Arab over the non-Arabs, and I had a very bad fiscal policy, a very biased, fiscal policy, that the non-Arab Muslim had to pay higher tax rate than the Arabs. This was what really brought them down, and they were effectively dislodged by the Abbasid in 750 AD. So this is how they were brought to an end. We thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for making it possible for us to conclude this topic. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the little that we have done on this, may Allah accept it as an act of ibadah. May Allah forgive any mistake that I might have made during the process. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala continue to increase us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us the wisdom, grant us the wisdom, the knowledge to do great things, to be good leaders in this life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive the mistakes of all our past leaders. They tried their best. They were humans. That's why I always say it. Humans are valuable. Humans are valuable. It's not possible for any human being to be perfect. We will never be perfect till we die. We will never be perfect. But we have to just jahada, strive all the time. All we can do is to strive all the time to become better and better person. You just have to struggle, to work hard, to strive hard, to be a better person, to leave a good mark in this world, to benefit humanity, to try our best to do well. As an human, we need a lot to do. There have been a lot of mistakes, and we can see the way our state now is as well. We need a lot to do. And the solution lies in us returning to the Quran. The solution lies in us returning to the Quran, and to try our best to improve ourselves in worldly affairs as well, to acquire enough knowledge. We need a lot of knowledge, a lot of non-religious knowledge into this world. Look at the way the world is going now. You know, we're now in tech world. You know, technology is driving everything. It's driving businesses. It's driving economy. Everything is now technology based. So, and we Muslims, we invented zero. We invented, you know, algebra, and we're doing what we're trying. That's why we have a lot of Muslims that are very good. They are very tech savvy. They are very good in technology. We invented zero, so we should not be found wanting, you know, on this technology world. We should try our best to master it and be among the leaders. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make it easy for us. Ameen. So let me go to the comment section and see the comment that we have there. I can see some comments already. Okay, we have Sister Baraka Abbas Nawal. She says, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I return by saying, Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Sister, how are you? I hope you've been able to enjoy the program. I hope you are enjoying your time in UK. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala return you well back to Nigeria. Whenever you return, we pray that you know, peace return fully to our country. May Allah do the best. May Allah guide us right in that country. May Allah do the best for our country. May Allah put salam. May Allah be with you. Thanks for being with us tonight. As always, thanks for your support. Thanks for your participation. Thanks for your contribution. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with you. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala answer your dua. As well, I appreciate that, Sister Baraka. Let's move to the next one. She says, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar kabira indeed. Walhamdulillahi kadira wa subhanallahu bukratan wa asila. La ilaha illallah. Alhamdulillah. Thank Allah. Let's move to the next one. Abbas. She said that's my daddy's name. Yes, he said it's the name of the Abbas, Al-Abbas, the Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu uncle. Yeah, Abbas. It's a beautiful name, very beautiful name. 5-letter, you know, 5-letter name, very beautiful name, Abbas. Subhanallah. So I'm happy to know that Abbas, very beautiful name. So let's move to the next one. She says, peace be upon him. Peace be upon Rasulullah Sallallahu. Let's move to the next one. Okay, this is a new welcome. First of all, this message is from Sister Adi Ruyike Omolara. I would first of all like to say welcome to our program tonight. Welcome to our channel, Truth Prevails TV. We are very glad to have you on our program. I'm saying this name for the first time. We are very glad to welcome you. We are very pleased to have you with us tonight, and we hope you continue to be with us henceforth. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for your time. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala reward you for your participation. So she says, her comment says, you are on point, sir. Some of the ulamas are not educated. You know, we are just trying our best. You know, I'm trying to be educated as well. So we all have to make effort to be educated. You know, so I'm trying my best to be educated as well. You know, we don't know it all. Nobody knows it all. The important is that nobody knows it all. So we just have to try to improve ourselves every now and then. May Allah continue to make it easy for us. Let's move to the next one. Sister Baraka backs again. She says, Ameen, Ameen, Ameen. May Allah accept it. It's a very good thing when Muslims are together and we are all saying Ameen. We are making dua for one another and we are saying Ameen. The angels, they are going to say Ameen with us as well. Because what we are doing, we are doing the work of Allah. This is about, going back to the history of Islam, or our deen, what our past leader got wrong, what did they get wrong, what can we learn from their mistakes, So this is very important for us to know. If you don't know your history, you can't shape your future. So it's very important for us to know how did they get it wrong, How can we, our generation, how can we avoid the mistake of our past leaders? So this is what we have to do. So this is what we are doing in this program. Allah going to make it easy for us. So let's move to the next comment from the same sister, Aderiyike Omolara. She says, Mashallah, Mashallah. Mashallah. With Allah's will, it's by the help of Allah. We are only trying to make something happen. It's only Allah that can, can make it happen. We just, Allah is the executor. We just plan, Allah is the executor. Allah executes. We try to plan, but Allah is the one who's going to execute it. Allah is going to execute good things for us. Ameen. Let's move to the next comment from Mr. Baraka Abbas Lawal. She's back. She says, we welcome you, Sister Molara. Thank you so much, Sister Baraka, for that comments, back to Sister Molara for coming on our program, for coming on our channel. Thank you so much. We'd like to ask you, if you haven't done that, you can go to our Facebook page and go and, we have our badge on. So if you want to look at that, if you want to be like people that truly, always support us, you can go to our Facebook page and, we have a badge, they like, Facebook, they do that, just to encourage people that are very supportive of a particular channel, particular, program, particular people. And so we have their own on as well. So I will urge you to go and look at that. The top badge, top fan badge, so we have that on our Facebook page. So please check it out. Thank you so much. May Allah support all of you. Let's move to the next one from Sister Aderiyike Omolara. She says, Allahumma Ami, Allahumma Ami. I came late, but I enjoy the program. Barakallah fi. Ami, 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 wa anti. May Allah, bless you. It's the effort. It's intention that matters. Innamal a'malu binniyah. Action shall be judged according to the intention. Your intention was to be here, and you made it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala rewards efforts. Allah doesn't reward achievements. It's only human beings that reward achievement. Human beings reward achievement. For you to get to college, you have to have certain amount of credit. But Allah will not say that, okay, you have to have certain amount of credit or certain amount of deeds for you to be in Jannah. Allah just let us know that your good deeds should be heavier than your bad deeds. But as long as you are Muslim, you have a belief that qualifies you to be among people that will be in paradise. You are a Muslim and you don't commit shirk before you die, that qualifies you to be hopeful and be among people that will be dweller of paradise. So Allah reward efforts. For example, people are donating for a mosque, for example. You don't have to be the one that will completely construct the mosque, completely build the mosque, for example. But whatever you have, if you give it, Allah will reward you. So Allah is not after our finished project, the finished product. Allah will not reward you because we are the one that actually finished the product. Your effort towards completing the project, your effort towards finishing the product, Allah will reward you for it. You don't have to finish it. You don't have to finish the product. This is it. So thank you so much. Put your mind at rest, Sister Aderiyike Omolara. You are hugely rewarded for coming on the program tonight, even despite you coming late. So we hope to see you next time, inshallah, on Friday. So the next, we go to the next comment. She says, thanks very much, ma. So she's replying to Sister Baraka Abbas Lawal. So thank you so much, Sister Baraka Abbas Lawal, Sister Aderiyike Omolara, for your contribution, for your comments tonight. They are well appreciated. We thank you for them. As I already said, we hope you continue to be with us on this program, Truth Prevail TV. All we are doing is just to promote, to propagate and disseminate the Islamic messages far and wide to all the nook and cranny of this world by the grace of Allah with the help of the internet. So we can stream to everywhere in the world. What time on Friday? She has a question, Sister. Same time on Friday. Friday is our Friday reminder. It's a special program as well, like this one. Friday reminder. It is our maiden program, the very first program to start to prevail with. So it's 9 p.m. Same time, 9 p.m. on Friday. Bismillah ta'ala, by the permission of Allah. So we're gonna come on here, same time, 9 p.m. on Friday. So the only program that we do on Sunday, that is the time, we just change the time to 5 p.m. Last Sunday, the program is the prophetic saying, our date program, the prophetic saying that comes up at 5 p.m. on Sunday, because we factored the fact that most people will be preparing for the work on Monday, the following day. That's why we decided to change it to 5 p.m. on Sunday. So the one on Friday comes up 5 p.m. Nigeria time, yes. She asks, Sister Adeyinke, she asks, Nigerian time, I'll be, yes, Nigerian time. I will let you know, today is 14. Our time will change. In Ireland, we are going to go 1 hour backwards in about 17 days time. On Saturday, we usually change it last Saturday of the month in October. We are going to change it 17 days time, actually. So our clock will go 1 hour backwards. So Nigeria will be 1 hour ahead of us in 17 days time, until 17 days time. So Friday program still the same time with Nigerian time. Sunday program still the same time. I will let you know well in advance. Whenever it happens, I will let you know 2 days before that the time is going to change. I will let you know. I will inform you well in advance. Bismillah. So Sister Baraka Abbas also makes another comment. Jazakallah khairan. May Allah reward your effort. Ameen. This is what we need. May Allah accept this from us. That's the most important thing. Thank you so much, Sister Baraka Abbas. Okay, mashallah. Sister Adeyinke, you are in Egypt. Mashallah. I'm well connected to Egypt. I have some shuyukh there, in Egypt. Alhamdulillah, mashallah. It's a beautiful country, Egypt, Al-Azhar, one of the best universities in the Islamic world, is there. Al-Azhar is in Egypt. Mashallah. So can you share our video with your friends in Egypt? Please help us share our video with your friends in Egypt, with all your contacts. Please share our video with them. So we use this opportunity. So this will allow me to make the announcement that we usually make before we close our program. That issue, if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, can you please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel? It doesn't cost anything. It's free. Subscription to a YouTube channel is free. There is no money involved at all. We not ask anybody to do something that will cost them money. It's free. Subscription to YouTube is free. All we have to do is just to tap the subscribe red button, and that means you subscribe. You tap the subscribe red button, and if there's a notification, then you can hit the notification bell as well, so that you'll be notified each time our video comes on. So please subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't done so. Also, please like our Facebook page. Truth Prevails TV. Follow us on Facebook. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala follow every one of us. All we are doing is we are doing the work of Allah. We are propagating this beautiful message of Islam far and wide. May Allah continue to support every one of us. You are well appreciated, Sister Adeyinke Omolara, Sister Baraka Abbas Lawal. So inshallah, Jazakumullah khairan for your contributions, for your comments, for your participation tonight. Well appreciated. May Allah reward you handsomely. May Allah be with you. May Allah grant all your heart desires. May Allah grant all of us special immunity against COVID-19. May Allah grant all of us special immunity against COVID-19. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provide for all our needs, our spiritual and economic needs. May Allah grant us material possession that we'll be able to spend righteously for His sake and nothing else. For His sake and to benefit of ourselves and our families for good things. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala love us. If Allah love you, then you are 100% okay. May Allah favor us. May Allah favor us. May Allah favor every one of us. May Allah, shower His infinite mercy on all of us, on all our respective families. Let's put our trust in Allah. فَمَنْ تَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Whoever puts his trust in Allah, Allah is sufficient for him. فَمَنْ تَوَكَّلْ عَلَى اللَّهِ فَهُوَ حَسْبُهُ. Whoever puts his trust in Allah, then Allah is sufficient for that person. Let's put our firm trust in Allah. He will always look after us. So Sister Baraka Abbas Lawal, she says, Ameen. Ya Qayyum. Yes, the living, the everlasting. Al-Hayyu al-Qayyum, it means the living, the everlasting. So Ameen. Our next comment says, Ameen Ya Rabb, Ameen Ya Allah, Ya Ameen. Bidnillah ta'ala, Ameen, Ameen. And the next comment from Sister Baraka Abbas Lawal, she says, Ameen Ya Rabb, Ameen, Ameen indeed. We thank Allah. Thank you so much, Sister Baraka, Sister Molarra. We are very pleased to have you. Continue to be with us. Our next program comes up on Friday, as I already told you. So please help us share our video. Please like our Facebook page. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala be with all of us. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our feet firm. May Allah accept all this effort as an act of ibadah. So, Bismillah ta'ala, until I come your way again on Friday, 9 p.m., I say Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Peace.